Let the band play.
Are you really putting me on here?
Demon, what does it say? Screaming Sicilian.
Going in the oven.
I'm just getting down baby. All the time.
Okay, you can do the next one. Be careful, your hands.
Tony.
I can't do the wall. Wait.
DiGiorno's stuffed crust
DiGiorno.
going in the oven.
Oh!
This is the Tony's pizza. This is the Screaming Sicilian. This is the DiGiorno stuffed crust.
Good.
One being the best, three being the worst.
One being the best, three being the worst. This is everyone's honest opinion of Screamin' Sicilian pepperoni pizza. Okay, Valor, what did you think?
One being the best.
One is the best. Okay.
I'll go. So I gave this one the first place position, and here's why. First of all, look at this packaging. Whenever I was personally drawn to this pizza whenever we were at the store, because look, you can see what the contents are. And it looked good, it looked fresh. Like you could see the pepperoni, you could see the cheese. So that's first of all the packaging. Then, whenever I was eating it, I liked it had a little bit of spice, which I was thinking was an added touch. Like I didn't know it would have that, but I liked it. It was very nice. The pepperonis were really good. The cheese tasted fresh. The crust was a little bit dry, but it was pretty good. Oh, I thought the sauce was a little too tomatoey. This was my first place winner.
Okay. Next, buddy.
Okay, Sicilian. Definitely my number one. I thought it was very moist. Very saucy flavor, and I love saucy flavor. I love the presentation. I don't know what the hands are doing. It looks a little conspiracy theory to me right there. But the mustache is pretty cool, draws you in, and that's how I looked when I was eating it. So.
Autumn.
1, 2, or 3. Which one's your favorite?
I want to go with
This is number one in my book, and the reason it is number one, I do like this packaging. I like that you could see what you were buying. Crust, awesome. It was a little soft, but I like that. A lot of crust. Cheese and sauce, very yummy, very saucy.
I'm gonna rate this as number one as well,
Oh
due
my
to the
gosh.
fact that it looks cool in the pizza. The cheese is a little thicker. The crust is not overly done, and overall, I just thought it was a great pizza.
Okay, it's my number one. I love sauce.
Sweet.
And it had a lot of sauce on it. The second thing is, I like a thin, crunchy kind of pizza, and that was the perfect combination. What's your favorite?
This one.
Is this your favorite or not favorite?
Not favorite. Because I love the sauce on it. It's got enough of it. The pepperonis are good. And I like his mustache.
This is my number 2 pizza, contrary to everyone else, but this pizza was a little oily and saucy for me. I prefer less sauce. So it's coming in second. Oh, sorry. Actually, it's coming in third.
Would be my number 3rd. It is my least favorite. It is just cheap all the way around.
I'll have to say the Tony's was 3 on my book as well.
Oh my gosh.
And it was a little dry. I just don't like dry pizza. A little dry, and the crust was a little too weird. So yeah, 3.
This pizza is number 2. I mean, it was not quite as much crust, but that's okay. Not as much sauce, not as much cheese. So that's why it's number 2, because the other had more sauce, more cheese, more crust.
Is that my 3?
That was my number 2 because it has a good bit of sauce in it and it's cheesy.
So my number 2 was Tony's. All right. I thought it was a little more bland than that Sicilian. After a good workout, good long run, I could definitely see me tearing this up. I really like the little Tony guy on there throwing the pizza, right? But overall, it was good. I could eat it, but it doesn't compare to the Sicilian.
This was my number 3. Here's why. First of all, it tasted fake. It was all around fake. The crust was not good. It was very weird. Like he said, I don't know, something about it was like off. Bland, very bland. The thin crust was nice, if I'm having to point out positives. And there was a slightly good flavor. Like it wasn't there, but like it was coming through slightly to where I could see it had potential, but it was just kind of soggy, not very good.
Was it your favorite or your least favorite?
Okay, so Tony's pizza right here, that was my number 1. flavor on this one. I also like the cheese. Also, my decision could have been influenced because the Yuka app score was a 31 on this one, and the other two, it was a 5 and a 9. So this one is actually the healthiest choice.
So if you look at these ingredients lists, you can see there's a lot of ingredients on these ones.
Okay, now DiGiorno's. Summer.
Okay, this is my second. Normally it would have been my first, but it was slightly overcooked. But I love
It's crust.
the flavors, the meat, and the sauce, but it just seemed a little drier.
This is my third choice. I think burnt just.
Well, this actually is my second choice. I had it as my third choice, but once I got to the crust, that cheese was in the crust around the end. That did it for me. Moved it up to number 2 on my list. I'm not sure about the meat now that I see there's 3 meats. I didn't catch but 1 sausage, so the 3 is a little bit much. Maybe I didn't get the right piece. That's me, deuce dose.
All right, so DiGiorno, I don't think it had a fair shake because, as you can see on the bottom, it really skewed the results a little bit. But on this one, I did eat the top, and it did make it better. I do like the thickness a bit. It had cheese crust, and I was very excited. But the cheese was horrible. The cheese definitely tasted like it was frozen. It wasn't that great.
What is this one?
That one's not my favorite, only this one.
Oh.
Okay, it was my number 3, because if you look at it, that crust is a little burnt, and I don't like burnt, so that was my third one.
So for me, honestly, I had this up here with this one just because I liked the sauce better. It was a little less saucy, but so I was debating whether to put one of those first. But the reason I didn't put that one first is because I felt like also the cheese and the stuffed crust was not very good. This one tasted a lot fresher to me. I don't know whether it was or not, but I just the ingredients tasted better. So.
Okay, so for me, for the stuffed crust, I rated it at number 2 just because of the potential that it could have had. I also like the stuffed crust. I did like the cheese and the crust. And the thing that I didn't like was the flavor on it. And I think that has something to do with the burnt part. The grand winner is the Screamin' Sicilian with the honorary mention of Tony's. This one is also nice because it comes with a mustache. And there's where you get it.